Hey folks, I'm Jody White. I am here at Lake Okeechobee for stop number 1 of the FLW Tour after day 1 of practice with Randy Haynes. Randy, you came here, you fished the inaugural Costa FLW Series event a couple weeks ago. How has the place changed? What's different between then and now?
Well, the lake is rising. I think they've got about 10 inches rain the last week or so, it's on the rise. The water is getting kind of normal now. It's anywhere between 62 and 67, so the fish are getting kind of used to it. At the Costa event, we had our first cold spell. When we first got down here, it was like 80, and then it dipped down in the 60s. So there are several things going on, and I'm thinking fishing is going to be good.
All right. I like the idea of good fishing. For you, how does this really high water impact things? The first thing we've seen is, a lot of the locks are actually closed to prevent flooding and stuff like that, which usually we don't see here. Usually you can just drive right into the marina. What's going on the lake? Well,
it's definitely higher, and the deeper water, the fish, I believe, are going to bed in probably the same areas just to get the fish to come up and chase baits. That's the big question, because they've got about another foot of water on top of them. There probably is going to be some, finding some backwater areas, but it's getting them fish to come up and chase your lures is the big thing right now. We had some short strikes and stuff like that, so that's going to be the key this week.
All right. Do you think that makes it harder during the tournament to actually get them on, or do you think that makes it harder in practice to locate them by getting those fish to come up and strike it, or is it both?
Yeah, it's going to be both. We're using moving baits right now, and they really don't want to bite till late in the evening, and in the morning we had a tough morning, but it got better as the day went on. So we just got to find some more areas and getting ready for this wind switch, on Friday, and that's going to be a big key too, and get prepared for everything that's going to go on weather-wise.
All right, you said find some more areas. What's your ideal number of areas and sort of, I guess, location of areas to go into this tournament? Do you really feel like you need 3 or 4 spots down in the south end, 3 or 4 spots up north to feel good that you can adapt to whatever Mother Nature throws at you, or are you okay going in with maybe just a couple of spots?
I still take the ledge deal. I like as many as possible. I'm not a big setter, and I'm not going to set. And I'm going to have some key spots in big areas, and if they're, that I'm comfortable in, and just run as many as possible.
All righty. Well, Randy, best of luck out there for the final 2 days of practice, and then, of course, once the tournament starts.
That's right. Thank you.
Hey, folks, I'm Jody White. I'm here on Lake Okeechobee for stop number 1 of the FLW Tour, and I've got our reigning AOI, Mr. Okeechobee himself, Scott Martin.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me. This is a different lake this time, and we had a lot of rain the last couple weeks here. Water's come up about 1.5 feet, and it's still rising right now. It might be, by the time this tournament stops, about 2 foot above where the Costa tournament was, which is a lot. It's been probably 20 years since I've seen it go this high, and it changes things quite a bit. So I'm not real sure yet. Practice was okay today. I didn't have a giant bag, but I had an okay bag and learned a lot. It's just different right now out there.
All right, what are some of the biggest impacts of that super high water?
Well, number one is the water clarity. That's the main thing, is because when you get that much rise, you have now 5 and 6 feet back in the flats, and the water can push in from the main lake, so there's less filtration. And so what happens is these fish that like to spawn this time of the year, they need clean and clear water.
Yep.
And they just don't bite that good in stained water in this lake for whatever reason. So it really eliminates a lot of water. It really makes the areas, these big bays, like right here behind us, there's thousands of acres right here behind us, but most of it's muddy right now, so you're not able to catch a lot of fish in there. And so you just got to really find some backwater places, some out-of-the-way places. Places are going to be protected by the wind. That's really going to be the key to this tournament.
All right, now this lake changes a lot, and the contours of it change year to year because it's mostly made out of like grass and stuff and not solid rock. Do you feel like you then do you still have an advantage when the water's this high, and do you know places that you can go and get out of this more than a non-local does?
It's funny. I have confidence in knowing what to do. But I don't have a secret spot because this lake changes every year. That's what's so neat about it. It's grass. It's all grass. So grass grows and it dies and it changes. Every year it's different. So I have areas where I think I can find some clear water, and I did today. But it's not like I know, like I have a secret spot. You know, you run over there and you catch them, because it might look totally different. It might be too thick. It might be too thin. You know, different types of grass, different types of year. So really, it's just, I literally ran 108 miles today. I went from here all the way around the entire lake today, just trying to get an evaluation of where the clean water was, where the potential was. So the next couple of days I'll be able to hopefully fine tune it.
All right. Now, as far as catching these fish, we hear a lot about winding and flipping down here. Do you think because the water is so high, does that take sight fishing totally out of the equation? Because
no, I found some areas today. You know, I found some areas today that if the females move in, it'll be good. So you can definitely sight fish.
Okay.
You know, but it does cut down a lot of it.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure. But I saw a lot of beds today.
All right, cool. Well, hopefully those females start coming in.
I hope so. We've got good weather coming in. You know, I think the first day of the tournament is going to be still pretty warm. Day 2 might be a little chillier or a little more cold, but not too much. I mean, I think the fish are going to make a move this week.
All right, well, that's what we want to see, and good luck, Scott.
Thanks, man.